So I just recorded for 15 minutes and there was no sound, so I have to do it again. These things are Apollo. I've left off from the poetry here and gone straight back into the words. But Laches, who et ipse homine formoissimo faveret, who herself was favouring the looks of this most handsome man, that's a superlative. She made it the plena manu, in her full hand, that she was doing this thing. Remember, she was weaving, she's one of the fates. And to Nero, multos annos, many years from her own threads, her own work, donat, she gave to him. Claudium ortem ubet omnes. They ordered the others, however, of Claudium, and this goes into the Greek here, so I'll just quote from Helsatine's translation. So for Claudius, to speed him from the house with cries of joy and solemn litany. And he, Claudius, indeed, he bulit animum, he bubbled up his spirit, and from this he desisted to be seen, vivere, to live, to be living. He expiravitted, he expired, moreover, while audit comedians, while he was listening to comedians. And as you know, me non sine causa illos timere. It is not without a reason that I fear those. So this person himself fears comedians. Ultima vox eos, with his last words, haec with ease, audita, heard amongst men, audita est, cum maiorum sonatum emisset. So he'd let out a great noise, ille parte, with that part, qua which facilius most easily loquabatur deponent, which most easily spoke, so that his mouth. Ve me, an interjection, woe to me, puto, I think I've pooped myself. Whether fecerit, whether he'd done this, Eschio, I don't know. But omnia curte concacavit. But he certainly pooped on everything. Quae in terris postea afterwards sint acta. Subjunctive. So things which happened afterwards on earth, to refer, to relate them would be super vacuum, would be superfluous. For scitus optime, for you know well or you know best, nec periculum est, for there's no danger lest excedent memoria, that this will fall out of memory, which gaudium publicum, which is the public joy impressed onto your memory. Nemo felic titus sue obliviscuntur. So no one is forgetful of his own happiness. In caelo quae acta sint, or diet. That's a imperative plural, sint is subjunctive. So in the heavens, those things which might have gone on, audite, listen. Fides penes auctorum erit. So fides penes, the trustworthiness belongs to the author, the person who told him, the informant. Nuntiator Jove, it was announced to Jove, venisse quendam. A certain person, bone stature, of good stature, had come. Bene carnum, so his hair was well white or grey. I don't know what illum minari, what he was threatening. Assidu enim caput, for his head was constantly moving. Pedem dextrum trahare. He's reporting the speech here. He was dragging his right foot. That'd be Claudius. Quae issa se. They're asking with him, cuis nationis, of what nation he had been from. He responded, I don't know what, nescio quid, but with a perturbato sono, with a perturbed sound and a voce confusa, a confused voice. Non intelligere se linguam eos. They could not understand his tongue. Nec Graecum esse, neither was it to be Greek, nec Romanum, neither Roman, nor Ullius gente note, nor was he of any known race. Ullius is one of the naughty nine. Tum Jupiter, the nominative. Then Jupiter, Hercules in the accusative, qui totum orbem terrarum, per ererated. So he had wandered through all of the orb of the world, for all the world, and no se videbatur, and he seemed to know omnes nationes, all the nations. So Jupiter ordered Hercules, Eri, to go and to explore, making inquiries, cororum hominum esset, of where this man had come from. Tum Hercules, then Hercules, primo aspecto, with the first glance, the first look, sane, clearly perturbatus, past passive, he was perturbed. Ut qui, as he even, non omnia monstra tumuit. He didn't fear all the monsters, or even as yet, he hadn't seen this monster. Ut vidi, as he saw novi generis faciam, the appearance of this new race, insolitum incessum, with an unaccustomed incessum way of walking, and a vocem, a voice, nullius terrestris animus, of no terrestrial animal, but qualis esse, but which was a type, solid, accustomed of a marine beast or marine whale. It was raucous, rough, and implicatum, and or folded up, and it was hard for him to talk. Pudovit, perfect. He was thinking to himself, tertium decimum, a 13th laborem venice, a 13th labour had come. Diligentius intuente visus est quasi homo. So rather diligently, he looked upon this sight that he was looking at, and it was as if it was a man. And so he went up to it, and what is most easily was to a Greek, he said, blah, blah, blah. Who are you? What are your people? Who are your parents? What is your home? Claudius gaudet esse, illuk, for it was there. So Claudius rejoiced that there were philologos homines, these were learned men of letters, spirat futurum, and he hoped in future, aliquem historis suus lucum, there would be some place for his own histories that he wrote. Itaque en ipsi Homerico verso, so in Homeric verse, and so accordingly he signified, present participle, that himself to be a Caesar, and he said, blah, 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 blah. Breezes wafted me from Ilion unto the Ciconian land. Erat autumn sequens versus verior, equi Homericus. And moreover there followed a verse, the following verse, which was more true, a verior, comparative, which was also equal to Homer. Thither come, my sack of cities, slew the people, every one. Again, this is translated by Hossettine. Okay. And imposuit Herculi minime vafro nisi fuesset. And he imposed on Hercules, he placed on him, with who was minime vafro, who was leastly cunning, unless or except fuesset illuk. Yeah, so except that there had been febris, which is a personification of a fever. Quae, which is female, so it's a female goddess. Fano sua relicto, having left her shrine, sola, alone with Elohim, had come. So she'd come there alone with him. So, Cateros omni dios Rome reliquet. So he left all the other gods at Rome. So the daily dictionary word is vafro. That's vapor. Sly, cunning, crafty, artful. There we go. Isti inquit. He, demonstrative pronouns, when you look down your nose at someone, he said, he, she said, is narrating pure lies, undiluted lies, mendacia. Ego tibi dico. I say to you, whom with him for so many years I've lived with him for so many years, he is a lugaduni, which is modern day lion. Marcae municicum vides. You see, that's a Italian town of Marcus. Quid tibi narrow. I say to you, what is, ad sextum deciment, at the 16th lapidum, the 16th milestone, natus est. He was born from Vienna. His bloodline is Germanus. He's a native Gaul. Itaque quod gallum facere oportabat. It's impersonal. He took Rome, cepit Romem. And so, what a Gaul ought to do, he took Rome. Hunc ego tibi. This I recipio. This I receive for you, or I know for you, I give to you. He was born at Lyon, ubi Licinus, where Licinus, that's a nominative, regnavit, he ruled for many years, over many years. And 2 autumn, this is still talking to Hercules, you moreover, who calcastae, perfect, you have trodden in many places, as many places, quam as ullus mulio, perpetuarius, an adjective, who has constantly hired a mule driver. You've trodden as many places as a mule driver. You ought to know debe scire, a person of lions, and multa milia, and there are many miles into Xanthum and Rhodum, interesse, in between. There are many miles between Xanthum and Rhodanum. Ex candid iscit hoc loco. In this place, Claudius, he grew really hot, ex candiscit. And quanto, looks ablative, potes murmo, and with as much murmuring as he was able to, he grew angry, iriscrator. Quid diceret, what he said, nemo intelligabat, imperfect. No one understood what he said. Ille he, moreover, februm duci ubibat. He ordered this goddess of fever to be led away. Illo gestu salute manas. In that gesture of his hand, which he was loose, you might want to say, he had some control over his hand, and ad hoc unum, and to this one thing, satis firme, partitive genitive. He was satisfactorily firm enough to this one thing, quo decolore homines solabat, which he was accustomed to cut off the neck of men, to cut off men's necks. Usurat, and he ordered Eli, colum praesidae, and he ordered her neck to be cut off. Puteres omnes ilius esse libertos. You would think all of these to be his free men. Adio illum, to such an extent, nemo curbat, that no one obeyed him or took care of his orders.